Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about Zack and where he currently stands in current Shinryu era for JP now that we are about to hit 7 months into the Shinryu era. So as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, consider liking the video and subscribing for future Opera Omnia content, and do let me know what you guys think about Zack either before or after you are done watching said video. So yeah, so first thing that I do want to mention before I get into Zack and everything like that is that with this fight, because I've been getting a lot of questions about this fight. So this fight right here, if you're wondering as to why we are doing like no damage or hardly any damage, it's because they are reducing our max brave by 300%, which is a huge amount. And so because of that, the only way to be able to cancel it is to either use Dorgann's force ability or to use a force ability and at the same time deal wind brave damage so that we can cancel it out. So yeah, that is why the beginning of these fights for a lot of the videos that have been uploaded for the Dorgann event has been yeah, doo-doo. It's because of this, and it's just because of that, and that's pretty much it. So but anyways though, so with Zack, seeing as how he is going to be dropping to global DFFOO very soon, I figured I'd do a video just to kind of show off where he does stand, only because like I want to make sure that you know, people like don't regret the decisions or anything like that. I mean, it's Zack, so I mean, he is a favorite for many, including myself. So obviously, regardless of this video, like people are still gonna pull for him. They're gonna green for him, etc., etc. And he don't get me wrong, he's gonna do great in what, the last like 2-3 months, something like that, for Lufenia Plus, because like, you know, you can do, as my friend Kaiden says, you can do a lot of reckless gameplay with him, because like he is literally protecting your team from pretty much everything, and he becomes immortal. So it's just like, what am I here to worry about? So but where he stands right now, current Shinryu though, is going to be a little bit different with Zack, only because like with Shinryu, obviously you got to make sure that you have the HP dumps. You got to make sure that you really strategize when it comes to your team, because there is actually a lot to it compared to Lufenia, where Lufenia, all you have to do is worry about the Lufenia orb and that's it. But Shinryu era, it's a little bit different because the bosses, they do gain a crap ton of HP. They also have their own force gauge on top of ours, and depending on said fight and their force gauge can determine the outcome of said fight. Because like a lot of people, whether you believe me or not, there are brave reductions when there still is brave reductions, but at the same time, it just really depends on like what you're going up against. So when it comes to Zack is still playing his role as the tank that is going to be protecting everyone on the team, compared to other tanks where they are able to reduce the amount of like brave or HP damage that is inflicted onto the team. But there are a handful of tanks that do have counterattacks, and those counterattacks really help in shaving down the enemy's HP, whether it be with the counterattacks, whether it be like off-turn damage, etc., etc. It just depends on a few things: the fight, the force ability that you are going to be using for said fight, and you know, other little details here and there. But definitely, depending on your team comp and said fight will determine like what's going to be going on. Now, if you are planning to let the boss act, and if you know that the boss dishes out a crap ton of HP damage, then Zack would be, excuse me, he would still be a viable option for that, but at the same time, with a lot of these characters having force boards, which will increase stats, which in turn will increase the HP damage that you're going to be dealing. It's it changes up a lot of things, and like sometimes Zack may not be like the best tank to have, and that's why they have a variety of tanks. Like you have other tanks like Ornn, Gladio, you have Celeste, who recently just got her BT and FR weapon, and you have a couple other tanks, but it really just depends on what is going on with the fight, and that's mainly about it. So, like, for me, using Zack at the moment, he's an option, at some point, like, he can be used as an option, but I, at the moment, would probably prefer other tanks because of the team comps that I would normally use. Because like those counterattacks or those off-turn damage attacks, like take for example Gladio, if he blocks a hit, would be beneficial to the overall, basically like the overall like setup that I'm trying to do. Right, now we can dish out some damage. Alrighty. We need to use LD. But yeah, Zack has become more of a situational type of tank. Now he doesn't have force boards just yet, and the force boards are definitely going to help him out because most of the time force boards tend to increase max brave cap up, if I'm not mistaken. I will take a look at that here in just a bit. Let me do this, and I will look that up while we're doing this fight. As an example, I'll choose Dorgann just to see what they increase. Right, let's use... So, every character is different for the force board. Sometimes they increase... actually, no. This should tell me. I don't know what's that. Let's use... Let's use that. Oh, here we go. So most force boards tend to increase the brave damage cap up and the max brave cap up, depending on what's depending on the HP damage bonus will increase steadily. Let's use the X. Let's get Aranea over here. So later on, whenever Zack does get his FR board, you're gonna see that he will be able to not only help out in increasing the amount of HP damage, or not, excuse me, he will be able to speed up the force gauge to get, or to be able to use a set of gauge. But at the same time though, it will also help him out in dishing out additional HP damage. Ready? 2. Alright, and then we shall... I should have used a Leo card before I went to the force gauge. That was about 6.7 mil. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do this. get this on there. Very nice. Alright, so they have 40-something%. Let's go ahead and use LD. And more than likely, their force gauge is going to activate. Sadly. Go ahead and use the X. Very nice. Alright, and we shall skill 1. Alrighty, and then go ahead and skill 1 again with Dorgann. Alright. Very nice. Ooh, enemy force gauge is close. So let's go ahead and go summon. Thankfully, Zack's force gauge, not force gauge, I wish. His BT effect is active. Because I believe they hit us with an AoE attack once their force gauge goes off. Go ahead and use Bart's call ability. And then we shall skill Uno. Alrighty. And go ahead and skill 2. Only reason why I'm doing 1 brave damage is because technically I'm being enchanted with Earth. But I wanted to try to increase the brave damage. Oh, currently the only character that can actually do damage is Dorgann. Kind of. What's going on here is what that's killing me. I should have bought a Pandemonium Summon, but I wanted my max brave to be up. All right. Okay. Go ahead and use the X. Very nice. Alrighty, gonna go ahead and skill 2. Force gauge is almost there. to use LD. Nice. Nice. Alright, our force gauge is active, which is good. Let's go ahead and skill 2. She's gonna get an additional turn, which is fine. If you're curious to know, the enemy's force gauge, while active, basically automatically gives them 20k brave, which can be dangerous. And also increases the amount of HP damage that they deal onto us if they do hit us with an HP attack. Alright. Gonna lose our win enchant, which is a bummer. That's fine. At the same time though, them giving themselves brave is actually not a bad thing. Because when I break them, I get to do this. Which will be able to increase the HP damage bonus. Alright. Actually... this is gonna be fun. Because Dorgann is going to be hitting basically every single turn. And when he breaks one of them, seeing as how 2 of Zack's abilities is single target, that means that his is going to be going off and the FR gauge is going to be increasing. This is about to be fun. So thanks, enemy. You just screwed yourself over. We're gonna make Zack look good. Zack's BT effect went away, which is fine. This. Oh, Dorgann is so good, I swear. This fight is coming to a close. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about what I have said about Zack. Again, like I honestly think that he can still be used. The fights, you know, they may be a little bit longer. But depending on said team comp, you can probably make them shorter. But I honestly think that Zack is more situational now as a character than what he was before, where you can probably, or more than likely, just take him to like any fight and do whatever the heck you want, because you're pretty much protected by Zack as long as his BT effect is active. So you guys can let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I'll probably do a video for Ramza as well, seeing as how he is about to drop. Best boy, live, damn you! Alright, what do we do? 54. Honestly, it could have been much better. With the right team con, you can actually make that. I could probably make Zack hit double of that amount. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.